extensive cell damage because free radicals cannot be entirely avoided. It is important to strengthen our body's antioxidant defenses. So the richest sources of these natural defenders are unrefined plant foods, also called as whole plant food. Whether it's fruit, vegetables, whole grains, beans, or nuts, study after study continues to reveal the protective benefits of plant-based foods. But how much is the average person benefiting from them? Not really enough. Around the world, people are eating less of these protective plant foods and experiencing more and more degenerative disease. A recent survey of American eating habits show that only 1 in 11 Americans succeeded in reaching the recommended minimum goal of eating at least 3 servings of vegetables and 2 servings of fruit each day. Now here are some more findings. Only 20% eat fruits or vegetables rich in carotenoid antioxidants found in most yellow, orange, and dark green vegetables and fruits such as cantaloupe, spinach, and carrots. The next, only 18% eat vegetables from the cabbage family, like cauliflower, cabbage, and broccoli. And then, only 59% eat fruit on a regular basis. And then another one, only 28% eat fruits or vegetables rich in vitamin C, such as citrus fruit, strawberries, or red and green peppers. So that's not a lot, huh? Not even half, not even 50%. And then next, only 16% eat high fiber, whole grain foods like breads and cereals made with brown rice, oats, and whole bread. Now, what benefits can we expect by eating more of these fruits and vegetables? Quite a few. Our Creator has made our bodies with the ability to prevent and reverse many diseases if we will only provide them with the nutrition they need. If we were to tell you of a simple, proven method to cut your personal risk of cancer by 50%, would you be interested? Worldwide, cancer has become one of the greatest themes of personal health, happiness, and life itself. Yet more than 200 major scientific studies over the past 30 years have consistently shown that those who eat largely of plant foods are about half as likely to experience cancer as those who eat few plant foods. You know, if you're active in Facebook, what I noticed, somebody's always asking for prayer. Please pray for my mom. She has cancer, she's dying. And it's becoming more and more frequent. And then even at work, even nurses or doctors, I would hear, you know, this nurse or that doctor, he has cancer right now. I've been a nurse for 28 years. I've never seen this rate of cancer go up to the roof, this as how it is now. It actually, they actually say that in this generation alone, 1 out of 2 we're talking about 1 out of 2. You look at your seatmate and then say, it's either me or you. But that is what they say, that 1 out of 2 is going to get cancer in their lifetime. And I'm not surprised why. Because our foods are highly toxic now, especially for eating meat. Every slice of steak or every fish in your plate is just a concentrated form of toxins, growth hormone, antibiotics, pesticides, parasites, even cancer cells. Even the animals have cancer. Oh yeah, also. Oh yeah, that is also a lot of diseases. Yeah. Now next slide. So not only does this kind of diet lower the risk of cancer, and I would say not just cancer, but a lot of diseases. It can also significantly reduce the risk of heart disease, adult diabetes, high blood pressure, and other lifestyle diseases. Plant foods loaded with phytochemicals and antioxidants do much more than help prevent disease. They also fight it. You know how I reversed my problem, my mercury toxicity? I flooded myself with all organic greens, lots of juices, and also powerful supplements. Because what I was fighting was a big monster. It's easier, in my experience, to reverse somebody with cancer than what I had. Because the one that I had in my body, even just a drop of mercury can kill you. So that's how difficult it was. And I'm still reversing because the damage is really deep and so extensive. I had a big block of a chunk of dead muscles and dead nerves on the left side of my jaw, but it's coming back. So, which fruits and vegetables contain the most powerful disease-fighting properties? Probably all of them. While some appear to offer greater protection than others, it's probably only because these foods have been studied more. For example, soybeans and other products, such as tofu, and I love tofu, and soy milk are packed full of protected phytochemicals. Studies suggest that soy foods decrease the risk of many types of cancer, including breast, colon, rectal, lung, and stomach. You know, they have made this study in countries outside the US, and they have found that those countries who are consuming soy products have 5 times lower risk of these kinds of cancer. The phytochemicals found, thank you so much, Pastor. The phytochemicals found in whole grains, such as wheat, rice, and oats, have been shown to reduce the risk of 2 of the greatest killers worldwide, cancer and cardiovascular diseases, including heart attacks and strokes. Now, I'm very passionate about this message because if this light was clearly understood by my parents, they could still be with me. I mean, my mother is still alive, but she has advanced dementia. My father is gone, he had a stroke, but they were very good parents. But I know of a lot of people who are no longer here, but they were very good people. But I'm just wishing that they've known, this light, this beautiful light that God has given us. Now, whole grains. Okay, so these protective phytochemicals are concentrated within the bran and germ, parts usually removed in the refining process. Refined wheat, for example, contains about 200 to 300 times less of these protective phytochemicals. Can you imagine the big difference when you avoid refined flour, and just choose the whole plant-based diet. Now, because of this, we can achieve the greatest health benefits by choosing whole grains, like whole wheat and brown rice, instead of refined grain products and white rice. I love white rice. You know how Filipinos are into white rice, and I know Indonesians too. But now I'm changing, you see. It's a progressive journey. I said, Lord, I need to give up my white rice, so now we are eating brown rice. Then, most scientists believe that the best strategy for improved health and lowered disease risk is to eat a wide variety of fruits, nuts, grains, and vegetables instead of isolating certain ones. And, we are so gifted as a church. The health reformation message was given to Ellen White in about 1860s. And what year is it now? It's 2019. It's been more than 150 years that this light was given to us. And I'm so thankful that, God has given this light to me. I was stubborn. It took me years. What really prevented me from embracing this light right away was because there were people who were bringing this health message in a holier-than-thou attitude. I didn't appreciate it. But if I'm standing before you right now, I am not condemning any of you with your dietary habits, but I'm here with love, sharing to you this information. And it's really up to you, because our body is not ours. We cannot say, this is my body, I'll do whatever I want. It's my right. No, there's nothing that we have done that will tell us that it's ours. We were bought through redemption and through creation by God. So, next. So what about supplements? Before you plan to purchase phytochemical and antioxidant supplements, there are a few things you should consider. It's estimated that a single tomato has over 10,000 different phytochemicals in it. Especially if you're going to buy the organic, maybe just add a little more dollar maybe. But it has a lot of phytochemicals in it. Can you imagine that? 10,000 phytochemicals in a tomato. So what supplement can compete with this? Will the wisdom of man ever find an equivalent to God's creation? And then in addition, when taken in high doses, outside of their natural food sources, antioxidants have the potential to upset the balance of the system. And I'm talking about these synthetic supplements. They are not designed to be absorbed by our body. And they can suppress the action of other antioxidants, turn into harmful free radicals themselves, or even become toxic to the body. As with most things, and especially things that come in pills and bottles, too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. And I'm talking in general, especially the ones that are being sold in pharmaceutical. They have this is your vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E. They are all isolated forms. Nature was not made like that. God has made it into a bonanza. Every fruit is like a bonanza of nutrients or phytochemicals in it. So besides this, Most nutritionists agree that supplements cannot provide the same protection as eating the natural foods themselves. So we really need to take care of our diet first. In the beginning, God advised man as to which foods were designed to keep our bodies in best of health. And God said, "See, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the land, and every tree with seed in its fruit. Ye shall have them for food." So God's original plant-based diet is still the best. More than 6,000 years later, science is proving it, and common sense tells us it is so. You know, the Bible says it. Science is saying that, and it is also backed by, spirit of prophecy is saying that too. And then science is backing what the Bible and the spirit of prophecy is saying. You know, everything that is written for us, it was written through a humble woman called Ellen White. I'm not lifting her up, but I'm lifting up the name of the Lord here. He has spoken to us in plain language. He has spoken to us in human language that we can understand. And it's so plain, simple, and direct. My prayer would be for us to really approach God, ask Him to develop that love of obeying Him. Because those who will enter heaven are the ones who will be childlike. You know, we are going to learn more. We're going to do more study when we reach heaven someday. And learning would be a lifetime process, even now. Now let me read to you how that this is very applicable in this time. You are very aware of the climate change, correct? Scientists have just released their study that the climate change is going to now be irreversible. And there will be 100 times more calamities that we're going to experience. And this is just a sign for us not to be scared, but for us to really believe that whatever God is saying in the scriptures are true. We are nearing the close of time. In Counsels on Diet 384, it says there, "The curse of God is upon the earth, because man has cursed it. The habits and practices of man have brought the earth into such a condition that some other food than animal food must be substituted for the human family. We do not need flesh food at all. God can give us something else." And I don't know if you are aware that about the Amazon forest being burned. You know, it's a big area. That's Amazon forest is like the lung of the earth. The reason why there is balance is because of this rainforest, but they are burning it. Do you understand why? It is because they are giving space for the cattle, for all these cows, for them to raise them and be eaten for meat by man. And so that's the reason why there is this, this vegan activism. They are really telling people, please stop eating meat. When we stop the demand, we stop all these processes of burning fire. Not just in Amazon, but I believe also in Africa. It's ongoing. So we humans are really burning. They're creating the hell, for themselves. Now, and this would be lastly my message, and you'll find it in Councils on Diet 57. This is true sanctification. It is not merely a theory, an emotion, or a form of words, but a living, active principle, entering into the everyday life. It requires that our habits of eating, drinking, and dressing be such as to secure the preservation of physical, mental, and moral health, that we may be present to the Lord our bodies, not an offering corrupted by wrong habits, but a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God. I pray that all of us will be prepared as we meet our Lord. We have to prepare to meet Jesus someday. Maybe very soon, we don't know. But I can't believe that I'm living in this generation with all these events that are happening at a rapid pace are just before our very eyes. I thought that I was gonna be living until I'm like 70 or 80 years old. But looking at the signs, I'm not going to set a date, but we can just follow the signs Jesus has given us. So may you be blessed by this message, and may you find in your heart to consider to change our wrongful habits. I still am struggling. I know I want to be perfect before the Lord. And I hope to all be